How's it going, everybody? I am Bryan Beck. This is for Aviation 314. This is the week 3 discussion board for accounting and financing. I chose Spirit Airlines for my research topic. I figured they would be a pretty interesting airline. I'm assuming everybody in this course has probably heard about their recent financial struggles. So I thought that when we got to this part of the class, it would be pretty interesting to look up, and it is. We'll start off with their assets and liabilities against their shareholder equity, how that's going for them. Spirit's kind of an interesting airline because they don't actually own any aircraft. All of them are leased out, so they're all debt-based, I guess you could say. As far as assets go, for last year, they're reporting $9.32 billion worth of assets. Liabilities is 7.21, and obviously those two against each other leaves you a shareholder equity, which is positive, of $2.1 billion. Okay, so some of our assets are coming from things like cash, accounts receivable, inventory that they might have on hand, and then it also accounts for different investments that they have as well, along with the obvious PP&E that you get, different parts of airports that they own and equipment and things like that. As far as cash flow goes, from their operating activities, they have got and this is expressed in thousands, like I'm sure the rest of your guys's are, but $208 million of cash provided by operations. From their investment activities, they are down $350 million. And then from financing, again, down $288 million. Total revenue comes up to $3.2-ish billion, which actually, I was surprised, is quite high for such a small group. Total operating expenses are just slightly over that number, so there's a loss there of that's about $600,000. After some changes for financing that they made up and some tax breaks that they get for losing so much money, they're down $472 million from last year. Not the worst amount of money I've seen an airline lose in a single year. Obviously, 2020 was a lot harder on some of these guys. But this breaks it down per share as well. For every share that a shareholder has, lost $4.50. The last question in here is this company making a profit? No, quite obviously. They probably wouldn't be talking about merging with Frontier if they were. I assume that merger is going to be beneficial for the both of them. It's going to open up a huge route network, and they're both pretty similar-minded customer service orientation. So these numbers might change a lot for Spirit Airlines over the next couple of years, or what will become Frontier. Based on Chapter 4, we talked about cash flow planning a whole lot. And one thing, looking through all of these reports, you can pretty easily tell that, yeah, Spirit's losing money, but they certainly knew it was coming. They were planning for having a bad year or two. They've got cash reserves and debt allocated for situations just like this. They've got millions and millions of dollars sitting there waiting for it to be needed. So just because they're losing money doesn't mean they're going bankrupt. Although looking at these reports, it would probably behoove them to seek a merger with somebody like Frontier. But that's all I've got, guys. Thanks for listening.